don't really read the Bible like we say we do. We'll read 1 or 2 lines and then we'll go about the rest of our day. These things you got to meditate on day and night so you can become like Christ or close to it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to do, to become perfect like he was. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we can't just read 2 or 3 lines a day and then just put the book down. Right. This is our heritage and we have to become this. Look at a basketball player, a football player. They don't become that good by 2 hours of practice a day.
Right.
They doing that thing all day.
Right.
They do it all day. Now, once we found out this is who I am, we come ahead to teach our people. We got the Sabbath later. We're going to go to Sabbath class and learn. Tomorrow when I get up, I got to brainstorm how else I'm going to get this word out to my people. Or how else am I going to get this word into my mind? Read.
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. Before you left the house today, you probably should have read a little something or whatever you deal with. Okay, I'm not gonna hit the liquor store up this time. I'm not gonna smoke the weed. 1 Corinthians 3 and 16 tell me don't defile my temple. Damn, I just learned Matthew 5, 27, 28 said don't look at a woman to lust after her. So maybe I'm not gonna watch porn today. Don't that prove you can't watch porn? Yeah. He say don't look at a woman and lust after her. Because most of the time brothers watching porn, they got a bottle of Jergens right next to them. They finna go all the way with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. So to look at a woman and lust after her, you know what it's called in the communities? It's called in single mother households. Because you know, once you get riled up and you stare at a woman, you gonna want her, right? So now instead of refraining from that or getting with the woman the right way, marrying her and having a baby, we go after our lust, sleep with the woman, she's stuck with a baby, and you go. Or you staring at the woman, your lust start to get up in you, you have sex with her, and she got AIDS. Now you got AIDS. That's why the Bible say don't do these things. That's why it's good not to stare at a woman like that. You understand? Read that from the top again.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
So God said meditate on it day and night. That's called practice. That's called practice. And that's what the grace was for. Right. Give me Titus 2 and 11. So we're going to show you what grace is too, because they lied about that too. So what we just read, meditating day and night in Joshua 1 and 8, that's practice. I can feel the wickedness in me. So man, let me sit down and open this book up, man. Something wrong with me. I want to cheat on my wife. I still want to smoke weed. Man, let me read, man. Let me build myself up. And the best way to build yourself up, we're going to read that law too, is congregating with other brothers on the Sabbath day, which God ordained and said we must do, which is what day? Saturday.
Right.
Saturday the Sabbath day. Why? How much easier would it be for you to get your wickedness out of you if you surrounded by brothers that don't do wickedness?
Right.
So now when you want to do it, we getting on you in love. We're like, bro, hey, bro, you know you can't. Y'all right. But if you by yourself, you going to do it. You gonna do it. So that's the reason for the Sabbath. That's one of the reasons for the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna say something?
I will ask you about something. What is I keep hearing all the time, folks talking about we relatives of Israelites.
We relatives of Israelites?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Palestinians.
Be close to God.
Palestinians.
He just say, come in.
That true?
You said us being Palestinians?
This is fellowship.
Well, when you saying Palestinian, you talking about the landmass, right?
No, the people.
Well, no, the people in Palestine today is not our people. So the landmass don't prove who you are. So I'm gonna show you what God called you. Because they call us black, right? African American. Did we call ourselves that, or did another nation call us that? Negroes. Did we call ourselves? There you go. Now you get my point. So now we gonna show in the Bible. I'm sorry.
We call ourselves African Americans.
We did?
You did, right?
No. We was named these things because we was picked up from Africa, which wasn't even called Africa at the time. We was picked up from Africa and dropped off in America.
That's right.
That's just the two places that we was picked up and dropped off at.
Right.
That ain't our nation. So before we got to America, was we deemed African Americans without even being in America?
No.
You see what I'm saying? It's a fake name. All right.
Made their name up.
So I'm gonna show you in the Bible how we got the name Israel. Are you familiar with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob?
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're gonna read about Jacob, something God did with Jacob. Read.
Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28.
Bring it out.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
So God told Jacob, He changed his name, basically. Your name ain't Jacob no more. Your name Israel. So his name was changed to Israel before he even got in the land of Israel. So it has nothing to do, and I know you didn't say that, but this is what a lot of people think. A lot of people think you're an Israelite because you live in the land. We only call Americans because we're standing on American soil, meaning we got American citizenship.
Right.
But Jacob's name was changed to Israel before he even got in Israel. You get it so far? Read it from the top again.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God.
Even gave the definition for what it means. A prince that has power with God.
Right.
We got power. We got a little bit of power still, but we use it for the wrong thing. You know, all of that proves why we run so fast, jump so high, the pretty skin, all of that stuff. We fight so well with no training, sing well. It's because we gods. We princes that got power with God is who we are.
Right.
So now I'm going to show you. Now you know there's a man named Israel. That man named Israel, he had 12 sons. Now I'm going to show you that we descend from one of those 12 sons, which are 12 tribes. 12 tribes of Israel. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. The way we know who we are is God put curses on those children for not keeping his commandments, because those are the chosen children of God. God's told them, for choosing you, I'm going to put curses on you if you don't do what I say.
Right.
Let's read 28 and 1 first. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
No.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
You heard what God said to the Israelites? Now, we ain't defined who they are yet. He said, if y'all do my commandments, I'm going to put you on high above all nations. Another Christian lie. He just said he was going to put them above all the nations. Now we're going to go on the flip side if we don't do it. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He told the same people he chose in love, on the flip side, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to put curses on you. Now we're going to go through the list of curses that proves who we are. Give me verse 46 first.
Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee.
The they is the curses. Read it again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So these curses, he telling us prophetically, if y'all don't do what I say, I'm going to put the curses on you. They're going to be for a sign. So everybody can tell that's an Israelite. So he's going to do stuff to us to where people can look and go, damn, that must be the Israelites. Because the Bible said this was going to happen to them. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
So the curses would be upon these people forever. So it would be no doubt who these people are. We're going to read curse 32, verse 32.
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
God said your sons, if you don't do my commandments, your sons and your daughters will be given to another people. What can you think of when that happened? To the Israelites, if you don't do what I say, your sons and daughters going to be given to another people. When did that happen? Because remember, slavery, right? Because right here in the book of Deuteronomy, God just saved us from slavery, from Egyptian slavery. So we free. My son and my daughter is with me. We good. So he's saying in the future, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to cause your sons and daughters to be given to another people.
Bring it out.
That's slavery. How many nations that happened to? How many nations that happened to? That happened to white people?
No.
Nope.
Chinese?
No.
Japanese?
No.
Arab?
No.
Happened to us?
Happened to us.
All right, let's keep going.
No.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You never gonna see them kids again. They gonna be gone, sold out, probably back to a whole nother country.
Right.
Curse 68. We're gonna read 68. These is curses in the Bible that God said he was gonna do to the children of Israel, the real Israelites.
Verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee.
And who?
And the Lord.
God is gonna do this, not the devil.
Bring it out.
Read.
Shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now we didn't go back to the Egypt we just left. Remember, we walked out. He said, this Egypt, I'm gonna bring you back on ships this time. You got a dollar bill? Grab that for me. So, look at this sign real quick. I want you to look at the dollar bill, and we're going to read that verse again. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
God said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word for bondage, meaning slavery. There's a pyramid. Where do pyramids come from?
Pyramid?
Yeah.
Yeah, where the pyramids from?
Where can you find a pyramid?
On your dollar bill.
Right. He's saying it. What's another name for Kemet? What's another name? What's the landmass?
What landmass?
How about Egypt? You ever hear about pyramids in Egypt? But the point I'm making, on your American dollar, why is there an Egyptian pyramid on the back of your American dollar? What a pyramid got to do with white people? You listening, Dexter? What a pyramid got to do with white people?
I'm not sure.
God is spiritually showing us where he was going to send us on those slave ships. Back to a spiritual Egypt, meaning back to slavery. Because Egypt means bondage or slavery. I hear you. Read again from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee.
You listening, Dexter? From the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there, the place I'm going to send you on them ships, there, read. Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be sold into your enemies after you get off those ships. This in the King James Bible, written 3,000-4,000 years ago. The question I'm asking you is a pyramid American, or do you find it in Egypt? In Egypt. So God is speaking spiritually. He said, read from the top again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Did we go to Egypt on slave ships? Where we got dropped off?
In America.
Here.
Yeah.
Right. But God said I was going to bring you to Egypt. Here it is. Here's the slave trade right here. West coast of Africa, picking up all of those Israelites and bringing them to South America, Central America, North America, all over the place. None of them ships went to Egypt. Egypt is way over here. Egypt is way over here. None of those ships went to Egypt. But God said, I'm going to send you to Egypt on slave ships because Egypt is synonymous with slavery.
Right.
Hold that real quick. Let's get Revelations chapter 11 and 8, I believe it is.
Bring it out.
Revelations 11 and 8. You know, we read this to people and they go, see, that ain't talking about y'all because y'all came to America. It's saying they went to Egypt. I'm going to show you why God used the word Egypt. Because he was speaking spiritually. Because we were slaves in Egypt. He said, I'm going to make you slaves again in America for not listening to me. Read that.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which spiritually is called Sodom. We're going to read it again. Read it again.
And their bodies,
and our dead bodies, meaning dead spiritually, because we ain't dead. We're walking right now. Dead up here because we don't know God's law. And their dead bodies
shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Our dead bodies will stay in the streets, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. There was homosexuality in Egypt, homosexuality here. We were slaves in Egypt, we slaves here. See what I'm saying? Hey sis, real quick. What I'm showing him, you do look familiar. When you gonna come to the school then? Call the number. So you can keep the Sabbath.
Well, I know the big
You understand? Sis, real quick. You understand your nationality? What God call you? He call you Judah? Okay, all praises. She know. She know. Hey sis, check out the scripture real quick. Put something else in your spirit. We read to him how we got over here. 28 from the top again. Yes, let's go back. 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Egypt, slavery. And the Lord will bring you into slavery. Read.
Again with ships.
But with ships this time. You can't take a ship to Egypt. You can only walk back and forth to Egypt. He's speaking spiritually. That's why I showed you the pyramid on your dollar bill, because it has nothing to do with America. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
He says the Israelites is going to go on slave ships when they get off the slave ships, they're going to be sold to their enemies for slave men and slave women. So what does the Bible say your nationality is?
What did I say?
Who he said he was going to do this to?
What's your dad?
He's black.
Okay, your dad is black.
Who did this happen to?
Okay, so on that
Today.
side to tell you what the world calls it, on this side.
Let's see who this was written to.
You know, what God
I'm going to show you who this was written to. And then I want you to tell me what's your nationality according to what God said and not what the world say. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
To who?
All Israel.
To who?
Israel.
68 again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
What's your nationality? These be the words which Moses spoke to all. Huh?
All Egyptians, right?
Read 1 and 1 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
All Israel. Israel is the people that God said he was going to do this to. So you said this happened to the blacks, right? Right? Is our real nationality black?
Not really.
So what God calls us? Israel. So what's your nationality?
We're Israelites.
We're Israelites. That's right. You see that? In America. You know why? Because we read in Genesis 32:28, it said you oppressed, I got power with God. You think during slavery they wanted you to know you had power with God?
Bring it out.
And your power was by keeping the commandments? So wouldn't I as another nation teach you to not keep the commandments so you can lose your power? Makes sense, don't it? If I knew you was the chosen people and I could rule over you by putting you in the midst of sin, wouldn't I teach you the Sabbath was Sunday? Wouldn't I teach you that being a homosexual, nothing's wrong with that, like the brother walked by and did?
Bring it out.
That's keeping us in our sin. That's why Christ is like, okay, I'm gonna keep my hands off for a little minute, because y'all too wicked right now. Hosea 5:15. The curses in the Bible is what prove you're an Israelite. The basics is on that flyer that you got. When you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, God goes step by step, all the stuff he gonna do to us. We only skim through it. In the curses, he talk about black on black crime, he talk about land being taken away, he talk about being cursed in the city, cursed in the field, all the shot down by the police, all that's in the curses. I just went straight to the slave ships because I knew that was gonna resonate with you. So God said the real Jews, the real Israelites, this would be their destiny. You understand? But I'm gonna show you something else. This ain't to say y'all end all. This ain't to say y'all end all. We're the chosen people of God. We got something great coming. But I'm going to read this real quick. This is how God dealing with us right now. Read.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
God said, I'm going to go to my place and I'm going to leave them to the other nations to let the nations do whatever they want to them. But in your affliction, y'all going to seek me early. What's the affliction? Being homeless, having to go to work every day. We the Israelites, we ain't supposed to be going to work. We supposed to rule this place. We ain't supposed to be buying nothing from none of these nations. They supposed to be buying from us.
That's right.
That's what the law say. They supposed to be buying from us. But because we didn't keep the commandments, therefore enters the curse upon us. And it said the curse is going to be on us forever until we start repenting and until all has been fulfilled. So now, let's go to, give me Deuteronomy, no. Give me Joel chapter 3. We're going to read down until he says the curse is going to reverse. Or the captivity is going to reverse. We're going to start at Joel 3 and 3. So, the slavery was a punishment. It wasn't to destroy us. Being over here in America is a punishment. It's not to destroy us. We're only here in America to relearn how to do God's law before he come back to get us. And he only coming back for the Israelites. Read.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
That's them selling us in slavery. Read.
And so they go for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
God is talking about the other nations. Tyre and Zidon that put us into slavery. What the hell you got to do with me? You ain't got nothing to do with my book. Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
You asked about Palestine. He said, Palestine, you ain't got nothing to do with me. We the chosen people. Read.
Will ye render me a recompense?
They tried to repay God because the Arabs put us in slavery too. It's called the sub-Saharan slave trade.
Right under, yeah.
They had us as slaves first. Come forward and look at this. Sub-Saharan slave trade. That's why you got a lot of brothers talking about they Muslims and Islamic. That's because they put us in slavery before the white man did. And after they got done with us, the white man came, put us on slave ships and made us Christians. That's why we so confused. That's why God said, what the hell you got to do with me? Tyre and Zidon and Palestine. You trying to repay me because I chose them and not you? That's what he's saying.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
What God is saying now, the other nations got a hell of a punishment coming when he come back. They lied in the churches about what he coming back to do. He ain't coming back for all nations. He coming back to say the righteous ones of us that keep the commandments and the other nations getting destroyed. Read.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
God called us his silver and gold. Read.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
America is the temple. They carried us into their temple. Read.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
They sold us to the Grecian. That's a white man. Bible called him an Edomite. Read.
That ye might remove them far from their borders.
Read.
Behold, I will raise them out of the I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
You hear that? God said, behold, I'm gonna raise them up out of the place where you sold them. So all of these people you see that's trodden down, that's depressed, beat down, having a hard life, God said, behold, I'm gonna raise them up out of them places where you sold them.
And will return your recompense upon your own head.
And God said, I'm gonna return the recompense upon the heads of all the other nations. So that's what we got coming. But in the meantime, you, as an Israelite, you got to keep God's commandments.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example.